because you ticked all those boxes, they were desperate to, I mean, you said yourself, they were desperate to get a confession out of you. And because you were so resilient, the only way they could do that was torture you for 70 days. Obviously, I know how horrifically sensitive it is, but are you able to talk me through what those 70 days was like and how you were able to cope for those 70 days?
Harry, the 70 days is only the beginning. It's not the whole program. The whole program stretched 1 year, about 1 year. So the 70 days, the start.
Yes.
When Richard Zuli took over. Richard Zuli is a cop from Chicago, and he's known for torturing mostly black people and forcing them to confess. Actually, when I know cases because some of the lawyers of his victims contacted me, and we talked because they want me to help them. I know at least one case I saw where he put a guy 20 years behind bars, torturing him to confession in the United States of America, in Chicago. And this is a democracy. This is not a military dictatorship. And for some reason, the US government saw in him the perfect candidate to deal with the evil Muslims and Arabs, whatever. And he came, and he was very well equipped with no shackles, no laws. He could do anything. He could beat me. He could assault me sexually. They started 70 days no sleep. They used different tactics for no sleeping, like interrogation, continuous, many shifts. And then they put you in the cold room. You have nothing, just the uniform, nothing. And the uniform is very thin. And I'm talking to you. Compared to other detainees, I'm lucky because Mohamedou did not survive the cold room. He died of hypothermia. And Dali War did not survive. He did not survive the beating. In Bagram, he died. And the military tried to say, like, natural cause. And the guy is a taxi driver. He has nothing to do with anything. You know, you can look him up, Dali War. And I'm talking to you because I survived. And people say, oh, you're strong. I say, I'm a survivor. The people who didn't survive, everybody who survived is strong because the other people you don't get to talk to. So you don't get to compare me with anyone. And I kept telling Richard Zuli is not someone you can negotiate with because he is like the power, all power, and so, but he's like henchman. I was talking to one Ranika, Navy lieutenant. I told her, look, I'm dying. You are killing me because they stopped giving my medication. I had like this hypotension and sciatic nerve. And she said, no, we have doctors. We know everything. I said, you don't know how strong I am. And then they start with sexual assault. At 3 different occasions, I was physically sexually assaulted. Beating, they broke my ribs. Mock drowning, they took me to the boat ride. Then they start choking me with water. And so on and so forth. But when they came to me, Richard Zuli, and told me, your mother is going to be kidnapped and put in only men prison, I know I had nothing to lose anymore. I was ready. I was broken. I told them, you want anything you want, I will confess. They asked me to write my confession and they helped me. They told me, that I supposedly was planning to attack the CN Tower, a place I never heard of before. And then I wrote, I signed everything.
To get that confession out of you, I want to talk about the mock execution, if that's okay, because that's something that they show in the film, and something that is one of the most sinister and shocking things, I think, is the fact that they took you out on a boat with, I think it was Egyptian and kind of torture squads. And yeah, are you able to explain your experience of that?
You know, it's very painful, you know, because when they start beating me, like the rib broke. So there was like 3 teams together. So one Syrian, one Egyptian, that's one team, and then an American team. So so each has different tactics. So the American, they did beating a lot. And the beating, when they broke my ribs, I couldn't breathe because every breath was so painful, you know, and I almost suffocated. Then they start to tilt my head and pour water over my head. And it's salt water. It's very nice.
Yeah.
The Egyptian team, basically, and the Syrian team, they just beat me, but they were much more, I think, used to this, I guess, because they kept like pouring ice on my body, you know, and they let the ice sit for some time. They start beating me, slapping me, beating me everywhere. You know. This is like a technique, I think, in order to not to lift. I don't want to explain anything because this is all twisted, but this is what happened.
Yeah.
Then they took me to this place called Echo Camp, a torture camp, known called Echo. And for many days between August, I think 23rd, and October 10th, I wasn't aware of anything. How do I know that? First, when they arrived at this place, the medic, you know, was cursing me, but he was giving medication too. And I saw his watch. It says, I think, 1:32 in the morning. And I saw the date too. And a month later, also I saw the watch of my interrogator, First Sergeant Charlie. It says October 10th. So between those dates, I was in and out of consciousness. I don't know where I was. I don't know what they did to me. I don't know what I did myself, for the most part. After the confession, they want to put me to death, and so many agencies were involved, and they wanted to make sure everything was